Hey Chef, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you 5 of my easiest Hoyas that I currently have in my collection. I know there's been a few of you that have been asking for a Hoya video, so I thought I'd share just a few that basically give me no stress at all. I'm going to start off with this absolutely gorgeous Hoya Rebecca. I've had this one for a couple of years now, and it's in a west-facing window. It's just my little piano window above the couch. It loves that western exposure, and when it is exposed to higher light, it gets these kind of purplish red margins, these red edges on the leaves. I think they look absolutely gorgeous. I really don't do anything for this plant. I only water it when it's dry, so I determine by the weight of the pot as well as by the texture of the leaves. If they start to get a little bit flimsy or soft, then I know it needs some water. And then I fertilize in the spring and summer months, but otherwise it's one plant that I really don't do anything for. It loves that western window. It never gives me any yellow leaves. It never drops any leaves. It just continues to grow. It's still in the original smaller 4-inch nursery pot. I might have to repot it sometime soon, but it's one that it just looks gorgeous all the time. I don't think I've even shown this one on my channel yet, maybe in one of my Hoya tours, but yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Hoyas. It's definitely in my top 5. It's, like I said, one of the easiest, and it's even flowered for me a couple times. I don't know where the peduncles are. Here's one right here, I think. I can't remember what the flowers look like what color they are. But yeah, next time it does flower, I'll have to post it on Instagram or something just so you can see what these flowers look like. And most of my Hoyas with flowers, they are pretty sweet smelling, so it is quite pleasant. The next one is my Hoya Potsie. Got my little fancy label there. This is one that is not only super easy to care for, it's a fast grower for me at least, but this is definitely my favorite Hoya that I have in my collection. Like, look at the size of these leaves. They get these large leaves with these lighter veins, and when it does get sun stressed, it gets this beautiful red, purplish tone to the leaf. Just an absolutely gorgeous plant. It's continuously putting out new leaves. I have propagated it in perlite before. Where's my cuttings? Here are the propagations actually. So I propagated this in perlite for a few weeks, and then I potted up in some soil. Now it's getting the cutest red leaf. This hasn't been in soil for very long, like I want to say maybe a month. It's getting a bunch of new growth in all the pruned areas. It's got a huge long runner stem right there. So this is another pot of Potsie, but I just can't get over the leaves. Like, they're super shiny, super glossy, large leaves. I really like the size of the leaves on these Hoyas. I like larger leafed Hoyas. They're just a bit more dramatic. And the color, when it is sun stressed, just absolutely gorgeous. I have it on this small little trellis here as well. It's starting to get a little bit top heavy, and I have supported it with a wood stake in the middle just so it doesn't fold over. But I'm gonna have to maybe do something a little bit different with the setup for this one, as I want it to continue to grow upwards. Oh, it's got some tiny little leaves here as well. Smallest little leaves. Here is my Hoya Kernel. So this is just the regular green variety. Not only is this an easy to care for Hoya, basically gives me no stress, just like the other ones here. It's a really fast growing one as well. It's a hanging. I have it in a hanging pot. Yeah, in an east facing window. So it gets a lot of morning direct sunlight, but nothing harsh throughout the day. So it's got these really dark green, very luscious leaves. So this plant was given to me by a good friend of mine. She gave me a few cuttings, and the plant that she has was taken off of a Hoya that is, I think she said, over 50 years old, maybe more than that. So it's quite special, and it grows really fast. Like I said, I've propagated it a couple times, and I gotta show you this awesome leaf on the back. So I'm just gonna spin it around here. It's huge. Like, look at this leaf. It's massive. And as it's been getting a bit more light, it's also been getting this little bit of a splash to the leaves. So even the veination on this, what an absolutely gorgeous Hoya. Look at this. Almost looks like a frosting on it. So I was not expecting the little splash on the leaves. I just thought it was going to be like just a solid green leaf. So I don't know if it's like a hybrid or a sport, or I don't know what what you would call it, but these leaves, specifically this one is absolutely amazing. It's huge. I do have it in a plastic nursery pot. I think it's a 6-inch pot. I just cut off the edge here and just slipped it in this ceramic pot. And it's a nice hanging plant. It's really full, and yeah, this one has not flowered for me yet, but I hope it does soon. So I'm not too sure what color the flowers are on this one, but hopefully it blooms in the next maybe year or two. This is the Hoya Rebecca. It is a smaller leafed Hoya, and this one's currently in a hanging pot. I do have it hanging from the curtain rod of my south-facing window, so it gets a lot of direct sunlight throughout the day. And when it does receive a lot of sunlight, it gets these sun-stressed leaves as well. And this one is actually flowering for me as well. It's got a very sweet-smelling flower, and they are super tiny. But this one, it constantly puts out flowers for me, so I'm actually surprised it only has one, because it'll get multiple peduncles at a single time, and it'll push out all these leaves. And I think this one, maybe it's the sunrise, they're very sweet smelling at nighttime, kind of that early evening. You're sitting on the couch and you can definitely smell them from a few feet away. They're very pungent. But yeah, it's a pleasant smell. It's not overwhelming, but it's definitely noticeable. So this one is a very fast growing one for me as well. You can see here's a few other peduncles. Like, it's got a lot on here. So there's 3 right there, and I know there's more, but yeah, this one is a very fast growing one. Whenever this plant needs water, the leaves get super thin. They never yellow, or they never like dry up or fall off or anything like that, but they do get really thin, almost dehydrated. So I gave it some water last night, and you can see they're actually pretty thick. They're very plump, so it definitely needed a good thorough watering, and it bounced back really quick. This is probably one of my more favorite smaller leafed Hoyas. I like the large leafed ones, but this one is quite an attractive little plant, and like I said, it grows really fast. Hey, you're getting a new little leaf there as well. So if you get the chance to buy a Hoya Rebecca, highly recommend it. It's always looking beautiful. It's really fast growing. I think I bought it as a couple strands. I propagated it in my perlite prop box, stuck it back in the pot, and it's now just, it's overflowing. It loves the high light area, and it just continuously looks good all the time. Definitely recommend this one. So the last Hoya I'm going to show you guys is my Hoya Australis. I know people went crazy for the Australis Lisa, but honestly, just the regular solid green leaf one it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I wouldn't consider this my favorite by any means, but it is a super easy plant. It's aggressive. This one is really fast growing. I've had to cut it back like a bunch of times. This one's on the piano window. It's my west-facing window. It's actually beside the Wayeti. Like I said, this one is aggressive. You can see it's actually wrapping around itself. It's always searching out for something to latch onto. It just, yeah, pushes out these long runners. It's an aggressive plant. If I was to consider any plant aggressive, this is it right here. It doesn't get sun stressed or anything like that, but it doesn't seem to mind that higher light location, like that west-facing window. I thought for sure it would maybe get a little bit bleached or something like that, but these leaves, they're always super green. They're always looking healthy. Actually, this one has a little bit of kind of a unique veination on it. I've never seen that before. It's got this like very slight, almost like you can feel the veins, but I've never seen it. This is almost like a Hoya fungi type leaf. It's pretty cool. Maybe it is a little bit sun stressed. I'm not too sure if that is or not. So, but otherwise, yeah, this is, if you can find this at any of your big box stores or plant shops, I highly recommend this. It's a really easy, see, oh my goodness, it's latching onto my plants over there. This one is really easy for like your first Hoya. Same with the Hoya Kernel, so that's a really good plant to start off with, just so you can learn how to care for it, what it likes, the position like for sunlight, and yeah, just they're really easy plants to learn from. So I think that's going to be pretty much it for this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it down in the comments section. I appreciate all the support. I know there's a million plant channels out there now, and I really do appreciate you guys returning to watch my videos, leave all the kind comments and that sort of thing. So I appreciate all the support. Thanks. Take care, everyone. Bye.